Hey, what's up, my guys? Today we're going to be talking about Origin reprints potentially, Spiritforge reprints, and kind of giving my thoughts on Vendetta going into the release this Friday. So, rumor on the street, we're getting Origin reprints. I have no direct confirmation of this. I do not have access to a UVS agent. I don't have distro access, so I do not personally know. So my primary source doesn't exist. Where I get my information from is watching a lot of other YouTubers, trying to get information from them. One other YouTuber announced that they are seeing a reprint. He does have distro access. He does have reps that he can talk to at some of these printing facilities. It's a non-TCG. I take everything he says with a slight grain of salt, just because he's been calling for Pokemon reprints for months and quarters now at this point. One of them's coming to fruition. Apparently, we're getting Destined Rival reprints. But I do want to play a clip for you guys from his market update. He does this every Sunday night. This is something I pay attention to, not just for Pokemon and Riftbound, but just all other TCGs to get a feel about where markets are. So I'll play the clip right now for you guys.
Jean-Luc Picard, facepalm of the video. UVS is fucking reprinting Origins and Spirit Forged again. We got confirmation this week that the Origins reprints at least 75,000 boxes. That's not counting Asmodee North America, who I'm sure they're dumping a ton of product. Spirit Forge is only about a third of the size, so at least that's going to hold Spirit Forge. But these guys are dumping Origins again.
So, kind of listening to that clip, 75,000 units. That seems like a lot when you first hear that number. 75,000 more booster boxes. Because you go look at what was the total sold over the entire time? 9,000. 9,000 booster boxes. That's not even cases. Cases, we can factor that in and everything. But that's just 9,000 raw booster boxes. We're not even there. Until you realize how much product is actually opened in shops and how much is sold on secondary, not TCG player. TCG player is where I just get a lot of my information for the pricing, and that's where a lot of people find their market price when you're trying to comp stuff. Stores in general will use and reference TCG player and eBay for comping at their own store where the market is sitting. Currently in the US, so this is a website I've used before for card shows. It's literally just called cardshows.io. And there's a section called shops. They are tracking 3,744. There's more shops than that, but also you got to imagine not all of those are going to be getting distro access to this product. So you have probably, let's take it down to like 3,000. You're going to get about 20 boxes on average to shop. 20. My shop would blow through that instantly. I know at least 20 people who would just instantly go there, and if they even allow more than one, it'd be gone in seconds. That being said, there's people who want to buy per case. My shop wouldn't allow that. There's going to be shops that get 100. There's going to be ones that get 50, 20. Maybe there's only going to be ones that get 10. 75,000 goes really quick. It is not as much as you would think. It is going to definitely move the market. And let's be honest, let's see a retrace. If it goes back down to the 275 to 260 range, if it goes to 250, I am buying more. I would love to buy more cases at 250. If it goes anything lower, fine. I have no issue buying that as well. So what I'm going to be looking for is the day that the reprint hits stores and then hits the secondary market. I will be watching very close. That is what I am doing, and that's where my stance is on that. Origins is an S tier set, S plus. It is the gold standard for any TCG at this point, about how to release a game. I think it's going to be a good thing to have this. Reprints are fine. It's needed for competitive play. This is a hyper competitive thing set, and it's needed. That being said, later in the video with Anon, he talks about how UVS made a claim that they will no longer be printing Origins post Radiance. Radiance comes out in 3 months. This will probably be the last reprint. So don't miss out. This is your buying opportunity. And any TCG, everyone's like, I'm going to buy the dip. I'm going to buy the reprint dip. This is it. Buy the dip, please. This is the moment when this happens. What happens with Origins until we get then? Well, we went up all the way to 340. We were selling at one point. And now we pull back. Let's see. Yeah, 340s, 350. We pulled back from 340, 350 back to 300. That's where we should be. You don't make a jump from 260, 270 to 350, an $80 jump. That's not realistic. More people came to market. More is being listed. Buying pressure has pulled back at these heights. We only sold 7 yesterday, and we're at 14 today. The other thing he said there is Spirit Forge. He said about third, so about 25K. That'll go instantly. Spirit Forge keeps climbing. I don't know if we're going to get a reprint of Spirit Forge. Let's be real. They're probably going to do it, and it's probably not going to be big. It's probably going to be one more after this one, and it's not going to be big. I'm going to be eyeing it up. I think it's a great set. I think it's more geared towards collectors. I love the artwork. I love the style. I love the signatures. I think it's very good. I will be looking at Origins and Spirit Forge uh, in the next like month or two. I had people ask me about Radiance. Don't even be thinking about it. It's gonna, they're hyping it up to be a banger set. Pre-orders aren't going to be coming out for a while because people don't get allocations till about a month before it releases. So focus on what's now. Focus on what you can do. If you need to put money aside for the T1 box for Radiance, please do that. But these are the plays I'm telling you that I'm looking at personally. Um, I never gave my honest opinion about what I thought about Vendetta. Now that we've seen all the leaks, that we've had the pre-rifts and everything, we're selling about 140 on TCG Player, slightly below that right now. It's selling quantity per day, 58. I shouldn't say just 58. 58 units, 39 yesterday. We had a day of 145. It's selling a lot. A lot of stores are selling out. I'll tell you my buy price is flat MSRP 120. I'm buying cases at flat 120 a box, so 600 $720. $720 for that. I've bought 3 cases at $720. Stores just happen to sell MSRP. I have tax exemption through my sole prop, so I just get it flat with no shipping, no tax. It's great. I think this is a buy at MSRP. I think it might even be a buy 120 to 135. I think that's where you kind of want to aim. People are going to dump product on secondary during the first week. Snag it, pick it up, get the product. Looking at now, we're starting to see all the cards come out. People are going over the prices of all the pre-sales and everything. I don't give it much weight. I'm gonna ignore it. Like, some of these prices are really cool, Ari, but you think that this is just only stores who can pre-sell this, and there's still 22 listings. Think about all the people who pulled the card during pre-rift. All the people who are going to pull the card in the first week. This is going to go down. None of these numbers don't mean shit. That's why even on the spreadsheet, I didn't even calculate the top 10 price. You can't even, the signatures aren't even listed yet. So I'm just going to disregard this. People can say whatever they want. People can be looking and seeing those eBay buys. I just think that it's dumb to even focus on something like that. What I did focus on is the cards in the set. I think this is a great collector set. I think a lot of collectors are going to love this. I love the Rival, the Vendetta artworks, the split works between all the characters and everything. I think this is great. The only thing I compare this to is Unleashed Poros. I think this is superior to the Poros. I think it's better done. I think the Poros failed in the sense of, when I have all 6 in my binder, they don't even line up properly. It was not even it's another knock against Unleash. The one thing I thought might have been pretty cool wasn't even handled properly. I think this was done better. I've seen these. They look great. The foiling, great. And then you go into, what are the hits? I think there's 4 clear winners for me into the chase cards. How are they going to stack up? I have no idea yet. You have your Kali, you have your Zed, the watercolor. I love the Jace. I saw the foiling on this finally. The aura around his head, Mel touching his heart, and Victor touching his body and mind. And Kennen. I think the Kennen also. Maybe not so much, this plays into who are the most popular champs and everything. Kennen, I would not say is the most popular champ. He was many years ago. Very lovable character. Not so much anymore. I still think this is a gorgeous artwork. I think this card will do well. I think those are my top 4. How the order pans out is there's that many Akali fans. I think it's pretty basic artwork, but I understand Akali has so much pull. I think Zed and Jace have the best artworks, and Kennen has better than Akali. So that's me. But then we also have another subset in this. This is the SP cards. I think these are going to hold a lot of weight. Collectors love this. I have a lot of people who want to pull these. These are going in the alt art slot in them. It's pretty, I don't want to say easy to pull, but it's not difficult. It is not going to be as hard as an overnumbered. So these will be plentiful, but they will be hyper collectible, especially your Aries, especially your Lux. I think Set will do well. I think Kai'Sa. I mean, there's probably going to be people who want Ezreal and Sona. So I think these will do very great in Vendetta. That being said, it is a smaller set. So if we look at the showcase, which is your hexagon rarity, let's go over to Unleashed has 77, Origins has 75, Spirit Forge has 80. This is a smaller overall. If I even got rid of the showcase and just did any rarity, you can see it's a 236. It's missing the signatures right now, so it's going to be slightly higher, but it's nowhere near Origin size. It's nowhere near Spirit Forge, and it's nowhere near Unleashed. It's a smaller set, but I think it will do very well and it will age nicely. I always like an underdog set in the sense of it's probably not going to be on the top of the priority list for getting a reprint. And reprints are what kills long run returns. If it's lower on priority on reprint, it will actually excel faster than certain sets. Maybe not out of the gate. Maybe it's not going to be blowing up to what Origins and Spirit Forge did right out of the gates, but it's going to do very well in the long run. And as an investor, I think you need to be focused on that. I also think you can't just put all your eggs in one basket, especially if they're showing that they're going to be reprinting a set like Origins over and over again, especially if you're buying in at close to these prices or just below. If you were buying in at the lows we had 2 months ago, congrats. You are reprint immune. You might not even care to pick up more. You are so deep in this. But for people who are getting into the investing, you got to think, what's the better one? Buying Origins at maybe 250 or buying this at MSRP at 120? Which one's more likely to double? Origins to 500 or this to 240 in the next year? It's probably still Origins, so I'll take that with a grain of salt for everyone to do it. But I kind of want to give my opinion on the set. I think it's going to do great. I think people are undervaluing it right now. I'm going to be interested to see how it does for competitive play. I want to see the next tournament, see what legends that people are using from this. It's a pretty legend heavy set, so I'm excited to see what comes out of this. But for now, I'm going to let that go for here, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace, guys.